Hello everybody, they call me Muse and I welcome you back to Dishonored, Death of the Outsider, and to what may well be the final episode, depending on how huge this section of the map is. But I'm working under the assumption that it's not enormous, and that this will indeed be the end of the Outsiders interfering one way or another. We have learned, though, that there are ways and means. We don't necessarily have to kill him.
Existence, lifting up from the muck and the dank warrens of the ignorant, of society. You see the world for what it is, discontent with illusions. Only you see the truth. Let us remember why we are here and the importance of our work. Thousands of years ago, we took a wretch from the streets, beaten and discarded, and blowing upon the embers we found there, we set alight the fires of divinity at the very heart of the void. We created the Outsider himself, fellow seekers. A face instead of the endless dark. Black eyes rather than that malevolent emptiness that came before. A voice speaking to select few, over which otherwise would be the howling of forever, of nothing without end. And now he sleeps in the ritual hold, held in the crushing grip of the void itself. And he will sleep forever, fellow seekers, for that is our charge. For without the Outsider, the void would hunger and roil, and the world itself would shudder.
We see what's real. We see what's beyond.
Interesting. So yeah, what's going to happen to the Void and to our world
I just need some sleep.
if the Outsider does expire? Do we want to kill the Outsider? One assumes there would be no more tinkering from him, but then I mean, most of the people that he's allowed to tinker that we know of have gone on to do bad deeds. There's been more Delilahs and Granny Rags, I think, than there have been Corvos and Emilys. Dowd hasn't exactly done a lot of good stuff in his time with the Outsider's powers. So yeah, I am wondering if it might actually be best to just kill him off. But that does feel like it's not supposed to be the way we go. It feels like what we're supposed to do is find another way. So I'm kind of torn. I guess we'd need to know what the other way is first before we can decide what our best option is. Should we finish off the rest of this group, given as we've marked them with foresight? That's probably a wise move. We're not exactly behaving ourselves in this situation, are we? We're murking lots of people. So, yeah. Outsider's not setting a good example all round, really. So we've got a couple of folks down there. That one hasn't been marked, it seems. Maybe there are too many. There are quite a few people up there. This lot down here are marked, so they're not as perceptive as usual. What's going on in this side, Rick? Not much. And this is the way that's leading us towards the eye. But we don't want to go to the eye just yet. Not until we've murked everyone. How do we deal with these folks in a sort of subtle kind of way? There's taters. There's nothing throwable in here to attract their attention. Or is there? No one heard that. Also, I instinctively pressed control like I was using instinct mode.
Someone asked. I didn't like that.
There we go.
I'm going to have a look around.
You go and have a look around, chummer.
Huh? No luck. Let's search.
Cool. That's another folk down. These last two should go easy enough now. Not sure though about that guy up top. There's one guy up top who was roaming back and forth.
Blood and piss.
Yep, someone saw us. I chose my timing poorly there, I guess. Oh, someone's fallen down. What an idiot.
I can't let that happen again.
Can we spring up there somewhere? Yeah, we can. Amazing.
Show yourself! I'm not done with you!
Coming here will be the last thing you ever do. Anything yet?
No luck.
No luck for you.
Where are you hiding? The eye will guide me right to you.
Ah!
Ah, there we go.
Stay still. How dare you!
Just get dead already.
Show yourself, you scum!
Yeah, that could have gone smoother.
No, no,
Much of this
no.
could have.
What? Your blood.
But that's fine, because we know where there's some taters. Oh, and there's a straight up health elixir there. So, we should probably figure out where everyone is right now. Oh, no, wait a minute. No need. There's one.
What? No! No!
Yep. New bone charm. Didn't see what it was. Might have been bloodthirsty. Snap reaction's a kind of interesting one, but I always get confused when it triggers. I'm always like, what's going on? Why is it slow? And then by the time I realise it's too late to really do anything with it. But yeah, that's a bunch more fools dead. Let's go and look for more fools. You've got a bone charm on you. There are fools up here still. Or at least one fool. Reflexes. Is that a useful bone charm to have? It sounds promising. Okay, it's just blocking to deflect projectiles. We don't need that. What we need is to keep murking these cultists. She's on alert. Didn't do much for her. And now we might be running out of enemies around here. Thanks to my antics. So I guess that... yeah, that's the way that we could have gone in as well. To get towards the eye, but this is another way. Got some sort of big engine generator type thing here. I guess that's just powering the place in general. Not much going on up here, but there is under the stairs. Where's this take us? More cultists. Quite a few cultists, in fact. So we'll take that one out and leave them down here. Possibly we can repeat that trick, although one of them might be like, wait a minute, weren't there more people here a minute ago? Oops. This place is what we want. Oops. Okay, I thought I was getting onto a plank I could stand on, but no. That guy doesn't seem to care that there were more people here a minute ago. She probably won't see us because of the reduced perception. And piss. Okay, we got away. Someone's going to find that body, I'm sure. But we got away. Now, did anyone come up here? Maybe someone's thinking about coming up here, which is what that circle is. And we've got cultist, cultist, cultist. Let's see. Yeah.
Did my senses deceive me?
Someone definitely wants to have a peek.
I didn't imagine that.
You didn't imagine that. But you were too slow.
What?
Yep.
Outsider's death!
Where'd you come from?
There's no use running!
We're in trouble.
Drink your blood and steal those gifts!
Face your death!
Where are we going?
You! This place is for our eyes only!
So
Right, we got one.
I'll end
Your miserable life.
Bleeding to death! Let any visions
And we're dead. Dang it! That one who snuck up on us because Foresight hadn't picked them up. So this time we'll fire off another Foresight. And you there? No, you're marked. Did I go back too far?
what's going on?
Oh no, there he is.
Sometimes I wish I had never felt the draw to study the forbidden, to transcend.
What in the void?
Piss. It's too close. But that's fine. Maybe? Yeah, it's fine. Cool. So those two down there just aren't seeing shit. Which means we can finally clean up now. Yeah, there's a bunch more down there. So that's how we get over to the eye, perhaps. Should be able to displace over there without too much issue. I do want to explore around and about. See what clues we can garner. Pretty sure that guy at the back won't notice if we shank this fool.
Someone asking for trouble?
Okay, we didn't shank him.
Outsider's bones!
I'll kill you!
Now
Piss.
the void welcomes you. Feel its embrace.
Okay, that went wrong because we weren't able to assassinate someone in a chair. If we'd been able to do that, that would have been great. But alas.
Something.
So there's our man.
Sleep.
What if we take you out first? This lot aren't too perceptive because they're all marked now. So it's a slightly different approach to what we did before we died, but it should work. I should have just stuck with the original plan of take them out one at a time as we go, these yellow people, and then worry about dealing with anyone else after that. Ah, there's a man over there. So that's our man who we hadn't marked. Oh, there's two people there.
Forever must they have seen, staring across that final abyss.
Let's see if anyone notices that. Seems like no. But there is another woman down there, isn't there? Who's not been marked. There's two of them here, you see. We definitely want her to have reduced perception. And this guy can join the original pile. So how do we deal with these three? A grenade would do it. A spring razor might do it. Because this nearby guy, we can take him out first. No trouble. Probably no trouble. Yeah, those two didn't hear anything. I wonder if this area is going to give us clues as to how we might help the outsider. An evaluation of the prominent eyeless. Ilkanaka, Jacoby, Yun, Michaels. Yeah, we've met those people. We've dealt with those people. Let's see. We've got grenades, obviously. But we've got spring razors too. Yeah, that got the job done. Preliminary notes on void anomalies. That'll be these things that we've been finding that the outside has been speaking to us through.
She has seen through dark waters. Soon she will see the obscurity.
Not very helpful. That's the outsider for you. We'll hide this guy over there. Bits of him at least. Yeah, this guy might be a bit tricky to hide because he's in pieces. Ah, and that top part of him didn't count as a body because I was moving slower. But his legs do count. So it's the bit that you can sling over your shoulders that counts as a body. Does that mean that if someone comes across his upper torso, they're not going to go on alert? Maybe. So what have we got down this way? Cultist. Whole bunch of the buggers again. Like 5 of them at least. 5 we just spotted. There might be more. But maybe we can just shoot the buggers because most of them have now got clouded perception.
I'll take a look around.
Someone's on alert. What are they looking for? And they're coming to there, maybe. I'm sure it's fine. Yeah, 2 of them are coming up. Why? As one of them noticed the upper torso of their friend. Yeah, now another one's coming.
Definitely strange.
Well, why didn't we kill you? Okay, there we go. Was it because you were crouched down? Maybe. Either way, you're in pieces now. These two don't appear to have noticed the body of their fellow, despite practically stumbling across them. So maybe I haven't needed to hide these people all along.
Will I be ready when my turn comes?
Well, it's your turn now, friend. Oops. I keep pressing the wrong button, going into foresight. So we've got one man left that we know of. Up this way we have a tree of sorts. Blimey. That's quite the shot. Library inventory and upkeep. Older text gnawed by rats. Sanguine infusion accounts. A letter was examined and burned. Ah, it was sent to a loved one, perhaps. None of that useful. But we might have finally murked everyone that stands between us and the eye. Most of them didn't really stand between us and the eye. They were just sort of doing their thing. But they had to go. So what's further in? More cultists. Of course there is. Still haven't come across any of those other guys.
Meeting the outsider face to face. His black eyes, his youthful form untouched by time. I've read varying sources which recount our forebears walking with the outsider in dreams. One even vividly described him inviting her to suckle blood from the wound the envisioned inflicted upon him centuries ago.
I wouldn't believe such accounts.
I
They're
wouldn't.
based on poor scholarship, mystical ramblings at best. Set these wonderings aside. We know the nature of the outsider. There is only one place where he exists in the flesh, and it is forbidden to us.
Still, it's tantalizing to think about, I mean.
I know what you mean.
Cool, so that's them dealt with their conversation. Can we get to them without being spotted? Seems unlikely. They're just kind of chilling. But they haven't really spotted me up here. Oh, there goes one of them. Good. Yep. You made a mistake, madam. Although I guess we didn't need to take them out because we're just climbing up here. Which we could have done without them noticing us.
That's it. The eye of the dead god.
Alright then. In we go.
Watching me. It's been a part of me since this all started. It's cold. Dead. But it still sees.
Now what? Oh.
I
Alright.
can see everything. The void. Like looking under the waves and into the sea.
So here we are. In the void, I believe. You've got some notes on you. Gonna approach the only means to the ritual hold. Alright then, find another way. Has updated. Inspect Malchiodes's lodgings. Taking a non-lethal approach will create less chaos, resulting in a more optimistic ending. Well, that sounds wonderful. So, do we have to go back? Can we go back? Or are his lodgings in this area? Doesn't seem as though we can go back. So it looks almost like a normal place in parts. Oh, hello. do you want? Get wrecked. Nice. So yeah, it's definitely possible to kill those buggers. Are there going to be more of them? Or is that a scripted one that shows up? I mean, there'll be more ahead. I just want to know if they're going to be like infinitely respawning or some nonsense. Always looking for the high ground options. Especially if these buggers require tough tactics like charged voltaic shots before they can be killed. It's about time I used a charged shot. So, are we still in the place we were in before? Oh dear. That was a bit cheap. Yeah, that was definitely a cheap shot. Just having them spring up like that. Oh, there's one. Piss. Where you at, friend? So they can practically teleport about the place when they're on alert. This is tricky. Okay, that didn't work. So they can pretty much one-shot you. They can teleport about the gaff. Maybe we're best off just leaving the buggers and ignoring them. It could be tough to do that if they're just going to spring about the place at high speed. Maybe staying off the path would help. Sticking to high ground where we can. There's one. Maybe spring razors are good. There's one. Piss. As soon as you get your charge up, they just... Wait, is he still there? Is he just invisible? Hard to say. But they're not to be tussled with in a straight up fight. I'll tell you that much. Yeah, this may well be where we were before, just a weird voided version of it. Yeah, it is where we were before, because there's that big engine thing. So we haven't actually gone into the void, per se. Maybe we've merged with the void.
While the sheep slumber, we shape things. We made this world with the dragging of a knife blade.
Okay, there's more
I used to have long discussions
regular
on
cultists.
ancient translation and linguistics. It's a pity, really. He was a true scholar.
They walk among us with purpose. They see something we do not.
Okay, someone just got alerted for no obvious reason. Out here we find not much. There we go, someone spotted the body. That's fine, I think. Should probably go and have a look at them, see where they're going to go next.
Coming here.
There's another guy down. Who's coming over to look at this door that shouldn't be open? Is it the envisioned? No, they've buggered off again. We can deal with this body. This is good. Hopefully that guy's not perceptive enough to notice us if we were to sneak in. Although we could also just make sure he never notices anything ever again.
Is that the mark of the outsider? This one was obsessed like all the rest. What did he find out?
No. Hopefully no one's going to bother us in here.
The combination to his safe might have something to do with those strange symbols.
Probably. So there's a 6 in it. There's a 9 in it. And there's a 2.
The topography of the void is dependent upon reality to supply the base material for it to mirror. However, there is one place that has no referent in our world. Though I know the void sees into our hearts, my fellows call it the ritual hold. Some say it is a cradle, others say a tomb. The outsider himself resides there. To even approach the gate to that place is sacrilege. And even then, the void itself keeps it shut to living eyes. Truly, the ritual hold exists outside of time itself. It would be as futile as it is forbidden to enter. These are thoughts for another time. My research into this ancient alphabet continues. Some remnants of their phonemic qualities are preserved in our oldest writings. The language possesses an unusual amount of diphthongs, reliant on distinction in tone and pitch to convey meaning. These symbols, I know the very nature of the void runs through them, but is it a dead language, or the language of the dead? Perhaps that could be the title of my next monograph.
Excellent. So he has given us Void Discharge. That sounds like something you don't want to be telling your doctor about. Targets killed with Void Strike explode into pieces, but it consumes all Void energy. It's not guaranteed kill though, is it? So I'm not sure if that's worthwhile. Now, so the mark of the outsider is in fact his name, the name he lost when he merged with the void. If the name's returned to him, the ritual would be undone. Now he wants to learn more about the language, and he'd have to enter the ritual hold possibly to do that. And he refuses to abandon his research. Yes, of course he does.
What? The mark is the outsider's name. And this says only spirits in the void can read it.
Cool. So, let's sneak back this way. The outsider is our next target. It's quiet. Too quiet. Here we are, just roaming about at ground level.
Your curiosity will be your death.
You really thought you could just show up?
Oh, piss. Yeah, can't really get away from being envisioned like that. So what I should have done is use more foresight, shockingly enough. But where? Maybe if I come around this way. This reveals a cultist. An envisioned. Is that it in this direction? Before we go too far? Cool, that's that guy down. The envisioned doesn't appear to have noticed. Maybe I could have hook mined that guy and got the chi for flinging people for miles with a hook mine. So I've still not done that. Ah, and there's those lads who spotted me a moment ago. There's an envisioned amongst them. Whole lot of buggers. So how do we do? Outside is sort of behind them all. Okay, that hook mine didn't throw people very far. But it is whittling down their numbers. Now you there. Oh, nope, she's gone. Okay, she got pulled into it, but she didn't get flung. That's a shame.
This will be the last of all the old rituals. The age closes around us all like a rose of black.
How long has the outsider been drowning at the heart of the void?
Ah, we don't even want to be up here. Ah. And it seems I had the hook mine set to non-lethal. So maybe we did want to go this way. And then down there. Which means more envisioned need to be looked at. There's one down there. There's one there. Oh yeah, that's where the elevator was, isn't it? We had to put bodies on? I'm not sure. Maybe. So what's the play? Can we displace through those cracks? It doesn't look like it. Would we want to even? Do we want to get into this thing that we're standing on? Or do we want to just try and find a way down like so? Yeah, this seems to be working. We just walk off?
He's here. I can feel it.
Cool. He's here, we're here. Is anyone else here? I hope not. But I wouldn't be surprised if there's one last challenge to stealth our way to our man. Down?
Now everything is gone. The void is
I
stripping
had a
away.
choice. I had a choice.
Who's that? Is that Delilah?
I hear their fingernails inside the walls.
Slackjaw? Is that you?
I could have walked away.
Bring me his head in a dish.
Not even sure
He
who
was
you
my
are.
brother. He was my brother. Now there is no one. No one at all.
Take me back. I want to go back.
Brianna? Maybe?
Soil underneath my fingernails.
Not quite sure who that one is.
I will always hate you for what you did.
Of course you will. Okay.
I fed his heart
You
to the
wronged me.
hounds.
Always hate you. Always.
Cool. So some of these people I'm not sure about. Maybe they're all people who were touched by the outsider at various points. And some of them don't like him very much. But ultimately, you all made your own choices, for better or worse. He just gave you the power to amplify your own personalities,
I
really.
see each moment of my life slipping from my fingers.
Dowd? Why are you here? What are you?
Look at us. Trapped here. An eternity on a butcher's block. Waiting for the knife to fall. There's nothing left of me but this.
Dowd. I'm here. Look at me.
I know that name. I know you. There was blood, and masks and blades raised. Billy Lurk, you remember when you hated me? And now you followed me into the void itself. You brought the knife. I can't hurt him. There's nothing I can do. Only you can kill him. How long have I waited here?
Too long, old man.
There he is. The outsider. All this time dreaming in the void. I wonder if he dreamed about this moment. Go finish it. End his miserable life.
He almost looks like he's in pain. Is this really what you want? Is this really what he deserves?
You know how this ends, Billy.
We don't have to do what Dad wants. Doesn't look like we can talk to any of the others. He does look like he's in pain.
You were the knife in my right hand. Until you were the knife in my back.
Look at you. This is what the Abbey tried to hide. This is what the Eyeless want to know about. I'm at the center of the void itself. And you're not even some kind of horror I need to face down and fight. You're at my mercy. But you've always been at the mercy of bad people, haven't you? You said I had a choice. Well, I'm here to make it.
We've gone through the work of gathering what we need for the low chaos ending, so let's go with it.
You don't deserve this. No one deserves this. I won't let the world turn on someone suffering.
I knew your eyes when you betrayed me. Hate and desperation. Killing me would solve everything.
I found another way. The Outsider lived and breathed once. He spent his days on the streets of some forgotten city. These cultists took everything away from him. Even his name. But I know what it is. His name is the Mark. Only the dead can read it. If we give that back to him, he'll be free. He'll live out the rest of his days as a man like any other.
The Mark? No. You're here to kill him. You can't ask me to do this, Billy. Not after everyone he's hurt. Not after everything we've done.
Why is he to blame for what we did?
Why is he to blame for what we did? He gave us a way to fight back. He never lied to us about what we might become.
You know what I became. We looked down on Dunwall as if we owned it. As if we could drown it in blood. Wow. He knew we'd turn into monsters like him. He always knew. And this Billy, he can't do anything but harm.
I saw the cult who hurt him. He died once at their hands. Look at him. This wasn't his choice. He never asked for this power.
Then end it. Put him out of his misery if you pity him. It's a better future than anything that might wait for him out there.
Dad really wants this guy to be dead.
But does he have to die? Years ago, I did something terrible to you. I didn't deserve to live. But you let me walk away. You gave me a chance. Let him live, Daud. Let him have the life he lost. Like you did for me.
When you left Dunwall, I hoped you could live a better life without me. That your future wouldn't be killing for coin until someone came to betray you. Forgiveness is a rare thing in this world, Billy. You're better than I was. Farewell, Billy. For the last time.
I can taste blood in my mouth. I can hear Doubt's voice in my ear. You have done something impossible.
We let you live. I can take you out of here.
These eyes were closed for centuries, and I saw everything. Bound here, I walked through the minds of generations. And now,
you're free.
And there we have it. The Outsider is released, and at some point he will die a mortal death. The death of the Outsider.
I can't take back what was done to you all those years ago. No more than I can take back what was done to me. But now you have a chance to be something new. To be something better. It must be strange knowing what you know. Seeing with old eyes all the secrets of the world. We've both seen the worst in people's hearts. But in the end, I gave Dowd peace. And maybe you can find some too. There's so much doubt, but there are some things I know are true. The Outsider is no more, and with that, the world will change in ways none of us can know. But the void is still there, echoing just beyond what you can see. And there's no one left to say who will and won't be touched by its magic.
Excellent. Fully lethal, pretty much, but exactly middle on the stealthy, not stealth level. That's cool. We found 21 of 27 bone charms on that final map. And we operated the lift. That was the only special thing we did, aside from, you know, the whole freeing the Outsider. Yeah, music was amazing throughout the whole series. And there we have it. Death of the Outsider is completed. I enjoyed it once I got past the early stages. There's a few differences between it and Dishonored 1 and 2, such as not having to worry about a chaos meter or anything like that, so you can just kill people, and getting used to foresight was a big thing as well. By the time I finally realised I should be using that an awful lot, I was already a couple of levels through and frustrated. But yeah, using that makes your life so much easier. And when I got that bone charm that made people less perceptive when they're marked in foresight, dang, that just made life super straightforward. So all in all, I've had a real good time with Death of the Outsider. Hopefully you've had a real good time watching it. Next week we are going to be carrying on with the Batman Arkham series as we finally jump into Arkham City, and that is going to keep us busy for quite some time, I'm sure. So until then, thank you so much for watching, friends. I will see you soon. Wait a minute. Original Game Plus enables you to start a new playthrough with Billy Lurk, this time using powers from Dishonored 2? Well, that sounds exciting. I'll definitely be playing that in my spare time. But yeah, thanks for watching, friends. See you soon.